Welcome back to my latest Straight Pool Breakout review. Tim here to break it all down for you. Smash the like and sub to the channel if you would be so kind as to do so, because we got a lot to talk about here as far as improving our overall game. We're all getting better, I know it. I see you guys out there. I see what you're going through, the trials and tribulations. I know you're getting better. Some days it might not seem like it, some days it does. You know, I just had my buddy Jeff get, I think 5 out of 6 wins in his 8-ball league last night. And then, yeah, I had a good run yesterday, 28 balls. So, yeah, we're coming along. Yeah, you just got to stick with it. Sometimes it's a good idea to like write down a new technique you learn, or a new strategy, or a new form that you've perfected. Some sort of idea. Maybe not. Maybe notes aren't always the greatest thing. I mean, I've tried to do notes, but I rarely go back to them. Isn't that always weird? It's kind of like in school. You know, you fill up a whole notebook of notes and never really refer to them. They say it's the writing down that helps you memorize things. And maybe that's true to a certain extent. I don't know. For me personally, I don't know. It wasn't really like my thing. I just had to like, I don't know what I did. How did I pass school? It's weird. Anyways, as far as this goes, yeah, you got to develop an eye for it. You got to develop a feel for it. I mean, it wasn't long ago that I like figured out my grip, and after a while I was like putting bat tape on the cue, on the cue butt to like make it softer, because it was like hurting my thumb the way I held it. So yeah, I definitely evolved as far as the way I hold the cue. You know, I got a better cue. You know, figured out some techniques and stuff. This one, I came back further than I wanted to. I didn't really want to like come back that far. But I do have the 8 here. Pretty straight in. Looks like a pretty open table here, actually. A 3-ball even goes, if I manage to get on it at some point. But yeah, just look at, you know, sometimes you gotta look back and expand, or zone out, or zoom out. Yeah, zoom out. Zoom out and look at where you came from and where you are now, and then, you know, sometimes that gives you motivation to continue on. Better to be consistent than gets your ultimate height immediately. You can do that with some things, and you burn out and get bored and quit, and then you're like, oh man, I was doing great at this thing, and then I kind of gave up. And so when you find something that you can stick with, it's got to be convenient too. You know, it's nice to have a pool table in your house. I feel that the convenience factor is really massive. You know, having a basketball hoop in your driveway rather than having to, you know, journey to the park, or God forbid the gym. I shouldn't say that. I mean, I'm fine going to the gym if there's games going on. But yeah, it's nice when you can just stand up from wherever you're sitting and go downstairs and shoot some pool for a while. If you have to travel, a few miles to go play and pay the money, and then if you get tired or whatever, you just have to leave, and then you can't, it's nice to be able to come back to it. Maybe you want to come back to it 2-3 times in one day. That's the thing. You can't do that if you have to make a planned trip to go do it, whether it's pool or anything that you're committed to and that you're motivated, passionate about. Make it convenient for yourself. And get what is going to be the right thing too. Like for me, I wanted the 9-foot table. I knew that's what I wanted. Same thing with my hoop. I got the big 72-inch backboard. No one does that, but I'm like, especially for my kid, raising him on basketball and stuff. I wanted him to play on the same size backboard that they have at all the gyms, so it doesn't look weird when you go to shoot in a game and it's like this massive backboard and tiny little hoop in the middle that you're shooting at. It doesn't look right when you're used to shooting in the driveway your whole life and every day, and you got a cheap little backboard. I mean, hoops are not that expensive. I mean, I got the biggest one they had at the time. I got a good deal on it too. It only ended up being like $1,400, and I mean, it's gotten extensive use. If you can get an official NBA one, those are only like $2,200. Anyway, I digress. My point is, make sure you have space. Make sure you have the table you want. Make sure it's level. And if you got to pay someone to come out and get it perfect. This was a nice shot here. Look at this. I had to set this up for my break ball. Look at this one here. Look at that. Nice little touch on that. I was happy about that. And now, this is always my toughest thing, is getting the leave on the break ball. Here I'm just kind of trying to get the feel of where it's going to go. I'm not even ready to shoot it yet. Just trying to imagine, I'm trying to envision where this is going to end up. First I thought I would go over too far and go into the break ball. If I just hit it with straight top, I was going to use a little top left, kind of reverse spin it off the rail. And I took another look at it, and I'm like, you know what, this is actually pretty straight in. I can probably just hit straight top spin on this. And let's get it to come down. At first I thought I hit this too soft. I hit this too soft at first, but it actually ended up being perfect. Look at this. Look at that. Can you believe it went that far? I thought that was just going to be way too soft. It just kept rolling. That's crazy. But yeah, that ended up being perfect. So I'm getting it. I remember playing straight pool a few years ago, trying to play, and I just gave up. It made me want to quit pool. Just trying to do this same thing I'm trying to do right now. I couldn't get through a rack and get the break ball right and everything like that. It's the best I could do is get to the last ball, and then I just hit it in, and I'd be like, all right, I just want to, get the last one in and go from there, and just break up the full rack, I guess. I don't know what I did. Didn't really make much sense. That's why for the longest time I was, just running the 15 balls. I would just throw them all out. I recommend that to anyone that's beginner to intermediate player. Here, I made a nice shot here to break them up. This worked nice. I've been making these break ball shots a lot of the time, which is always nice. Yeah, not bad. But, yeah, if you watch my earlier videos from like last year and stuff, all I was doing, you just take the balls out of the pocket, just throw them up on the table, wherever, and including the cue ball. Don't take ball in hand or anything. Don't adjust anything. Just throw them just kind of randomly on the table, and then just try to run them all in any order. And it's a good challenge. It's a really good challenge. If you're halfway decent, you can usually do it. I started out, I could do it, once, maybe, twice a day or whatever. I think for a while there, I got up to where I did I was able to do 6 runs in one day. I think was like my record for a while. And then I started getting a few on video and uploading them. And then I kind of stopped for a while. I remember, I think I don't know what I was doing. I was probably working a lot. I was probably working like 70 hours a week or something. And kind of got back into it. But yeah, that got me like super, super motivated. That's like a really fun goal, and it's an achievable goal. That's the thing. It's like the perfect amount of difficulty. So here's where I messed up. I made this, and I thought I basically had insurance balls sitting there, and I could just go into the stack, but I didn't go. Let's see, I guess I just underhit this. It just stuck. I hit it pretty hard. It just had no speed on it whatsoever. But yeah, so I just literally got trapped right in between 3 balls. Maybe that's just some bad luck. I thought about just kind of hitting it soft and trying to hold it there for either the 2 or the 8 there. But I thought it would roll too far, which it might have. But I thought it would have been a good idea to kind of break those up a little bit in the middle. Break them out. But, yeah, it kind of started with that first shot before that, where I followed it up and didn't get quite far enough, which made it a little bit, kind of put me in kind of a weird spot. I could have just followed it, I guess, a couple of rails and back out to the middle of the table and went from there, but
1 ball.
yeah, so I kind of messed up my opportunity. Anyways, I don't have a shot here. I was going to try to combo the 3, bank it into the 1, and then try to make it. I actually hit the 1. So that would have been like a spectacular shot, but no.